there, it's Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And in today's video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this adorable pinwheel fancy fold card. This may look familiar. I did a video tutorial a couple years ago of another pinwheel fancy fold card. It's just a slightly larger than this one is. That one utilized a piece of designer series paper that measured 8 inches by 8 inches, and this one we're going to use 6 inches by 6 inches. The finished size here measures, let's see, it's just between 3 1/8 and 3 3/16, so it's just right in between those two measurements. It fits really well on the inside. The outer layer here is 3 inches by 3 inches, and the Whisper White is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. Just thought this was a super sweet little card. Kind of has the envelope already built in. And you notice that I had my personalized stamp here on the back. This was from Bossy Jossie, and I'll link that in the description of this video. But I like to give out things of this size as my business cards, so to send people to my blog. But anyways, I just thought even the sentiment, enjoy the little things, is super sweet for this small card. So we're going to make this in the Berry Burst colorway. This is Dapper Denim, this version, and I love this cardstock. It's the Color Theory Designer Series paper stack. It comes in 6 by 6 inches, and I do have a Designer Series paper share that's available right now. There are 218 different designs in the new annual catalog, and you're going to get one of each. So you're going to get a total of 218 6-inch by 6-inch pieces of Designer Series paper for a total of $55, and I will package that up very carefully and ship that out to you. That's the shipped price. It's only available in the US, but if you're interested, you can visit my blog, thepaperpixie.com. I'll also link a direct link to the sign up for the shares in the description of this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, measures 6 inches by 6 inches, and this is a little bit of a redo of my previous tutorial because when I did that one, we still had the diagonal scoreboard for the Simply Scored. We don't have that available any longer, so I'm going to show you how we can do this using the envelope punch board. Again, you're going to hear me say this over and over again. This is one of my favorite tools. Instead of punching and scoring, we're just going to use this for scoring. You can certainly punch, but I actually like the finish that you'll get if you just score with this. If you punch, you get a little bit of a curved edge to part of the pinwheel. If you like that, totally fine, but I do like this clean edge better here. So we're going to line this up at, you only have to remember one measurement here for the envelope punch board, 2 5/8 inch. So we're going to go ahead, and I almost punched, I forgot, we're just going to score. So scoring at 2 5/8, and we're going to do that on all 4 sides. Again, 2 5/8. Go ahead and score. 2 5/8, score, and 2 5/8, score. Now you'll notice that the score line doesn't go all the way to the edge, and that's because typically you would punch. It's probably hard to see on the lighter ombre there. Typically you would punch here and it wouldn't matter that your score line doesn't go to the edge. It's still not going to matter. So when we fold this, that little part that is not scored is going to be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and fold and burnish on all the score lines. Okay, now that we've folded and burnished on all the score lines, we're going to go ahead and cut out these little triangles that were created here. We're going to cut out all 4 of those. So using my paper snips, and I like to cut just outside the score line. Now that all 4 of those are cut out, we're going to bring in the Simply Scored. We're going to score that on the side that's going to be flipped out on the pinwheel. So see how the crackled side is on the pinwheel? That's the side that we're going to do these scoring measurements on. And we're going to score at 3/4 of an inch, but only down to this intersection here, that triangle we cut out. So 3/4 of an inch, we're going to do that on all 4 sides. Okay, that's done. Now I forgot to mention, when you're deciding which paper is going to be this background here versus what's going to be on the pinwheel, the side that you want to be in the background, that's the side that you're going to score on the envelope punch board. And then when you go to use the Simply Scored, you want to score on the other side, the side that's going to flip back, the one that's going to be on the pinwheel. So we're just going to go ahead and fold and burnish on those score lines. And that really is the basis of the pinwheel fancy fold. Now we are going to add a couple layers inside, so I'm going to go ahead and put that off to the side. I have a piece of Berry Burst that measures 3 by 3 and a piece of Whisper White that measures 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. We're going to go ahead and stamp on this one using the Layering Love stamp set. I love the sentiments in this one. We're going to use Enjoy the Little Things. I thought that was such a cute sentiment for the inside of a tiny little card. And we're going to use our Stamp-A-Majig. Now I used this earlier when I stamped the Dapper Denim version. So we're going to utilize this with Berry Burst. And I'm going to align the stamp image right where I want it, and then line up the Stamp-A-Majig. Okay, without moving that. I should keep my hand in place, but let's go ahead and ink up the stamp. Okay. I did mount this stamp image a little bit at a diagonal on it fits the clear block better that way. There we go. Perfectly right where I want it. I love the Stamp-A-Majig. Another one of my favorite tools. Let's get the ink put away before I make a mess. All right, so we are going to, and I want to make sure that's dry, because sometimes when we stamp on the Whisper White, it takes a little bit longer to dry than when we stamp on cardstock. All right, so we're going to go ahead and adhere that to the Berry Burst base, and I'm using the liquid multi-purpose glue. And that's going to have about a 1/16 of an inch border around it. I love the tiny little borders. Okay, and then we are going to glue that right inside So this really is an envelope and a card in one, which I love. Now you can also use this as an envelope, and let me show you. I think I've got a little 3x3 card. Here I do. All right, this was a card that you've seen before on my blog. But this will actually fit pretty nicely inside this, and you can use it as an envelope. So that does fit nicely in there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close up the Pinwheel Fancy Fold card, and we're going to do that clockwise. Doesn't matter where you start. And then we're going to just tuck this in like a little box top, and it's going to fit perfectly in there. Oh, I love it. Such a cute little card. Now, I did, like I said, I had stamped my Handmade by personalized stamp set. And, you know, one of my tips with that is don't be a secret stamper. Let people know that you made it. They'll appreciate it even more that it was handmade by you. But anyway, so that's that Pinwheel Fancy Fold card. If you have any questions, just let me know. I will include the detailed measurements and scoring measurements in the description of this video, as well as on my detailed blog post. Thank you so much for visiting. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And also, I'd love if you'd visit my blog, thepaperpixie.com, where you can see my weekday inspiration for you. Thanks again for visiting. You have a blessed and wonderful day. Take care. Bye.